we go from here in terms of diplomacy? Because, you mentioned the confusion with who's leading the country. How quickly does that get resolved when we get to some sort of end of this conflict?
The diplomatic solution here is going to be, to be honest, there is no diplomatic solution. The solution is mostly military, at least in terms of threat of military, and having our troops there, having our Navy there. That's what we have done. So what we are going to need now is to keep that military presence there and make sure that we wait it out. The time is on our side right now, because the Iranians are suffering because of the sanctions, because of embargo. They are suffering every day right now. We don't even have to go into a kinetic military action right now. We don't have to go bomb their infrastructure anymore. All we have to do is keep the embargo and make sure that we are, holding this out for some time. And in pain, they'll have to come back to us. There is no other solution to this whole thing. We are dealing with a mad regime.
You've mentioned in the past that you were with the President Trump at Mar-a-Lago the night that he ended negotiations with Iran and launched the first strikes in this current conflict. Can you just walk us through that night? Give us your perspective on how things developed since then.
So I cannot speak about the specific night when I was there. When we were all there, we were about 20 people. But the more important thing right now is that in the current moment, in the last 1 month that the war has been evolving, what's happening is that the president has made full effort in making sure that we use all our allies in the region to get this matter resolved. We cannot have nuclear weapons in Iran. He's made it very clear. And if they are not going to give on that, then we are going to have to put pressures in other ways as we are doing right now, through the embargo and through the sanctions. There is no kinetic action in place. Of course, we don't want any boots on the ground. This is actually an excellent development. Never before in the history of American warfare have we had such a peaceful sort of situation where we are sitting outside in the zone. We have our military there, and yet we are not taking any serious kinetic action. This is excellent for our purposes, because now we can wait this out indefinitely.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly hope that it's not indefinite, that this ends at some point, not only for the conflict, but a lot of Americans here who are dealing with, gas prices at $4 a gallon and oil not getting to the Strait of Hormuz.
I have a feeling that the gas prices will come down. The markets, as you can see, the markets have reacted very positively. The markets actually have gone through the roof. The gas prices, yes, they are high. But I think as long as we can have, the gas prices coming down in perhaps less than a month, and I expect that's going to happen, as long as we can have that coming. And remember, we have other sources of gas and oil in the U.S., not only our own sources, but we also have other places from which we can import. So I don't think it's going to be a major issue. In a month, we'll see prices.
Americans certainly want to see that. Before I have to let you go, let me ask you about this. President Trump is hosting the winners of his second annual coin contest at Mar-a-Lago estate today. He weighed in on his role overseas with crypto earlier. Take a listen.
We're leading with crypto. We're leading with AI. And I really feel I have an obligation from this. As a president, I have to be able to make sure that all of our industries do well. Crypto is a big industry. It's become somewhat mainstream.
That being said, the president's cryptocurrency has dropped some 96% from its peak last year. And that's something that's drawn a lot of scrutiny from Democratic leadership in particular. What do you make of his comments and his cryptocurrency?
The Democrats, remember, they blocked crypto for years. And in the meantime, the Chinese started gaining mileage on us. We cannot afford that. President Trump is the first American president to take crypto seriously as an asset class. We have done that successfully, and we are looking at being one of the first few nations that is going to use it as our own official, part of our currency as we go forward in certain segments. And so this is excellent what President Trump has done. The Democrats had almost killed crypto industry through their SEC interventions. That's not going to happen. President Trump has brought it back, and we have a phenomenal rise back in the value of the Bitcoin and the value of Ethereum and various other cryptocurrencies. It's a robust market, and it's an American ownership. This is something we started. Yeah. This is very much an American project, and I'm glad that the president is defending it as beautifully as he is.
Yeah, certainly seen a lot of crypto momentum under this presidency.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.